song in the world.
This is a tribute. Oh.
Boom. Fliggle giggle. Fliggle giggle.
I know you all missed us terribly.
Oh shit, we are live. Okay,
We are live now.
You bastards.
Why bastards? I didn't do it.
You did it.
You did it.
You all did it.
So
See, Pixelpon says it was a beautiful rendition. So
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stop complaining.
Oh, we both were singing, so I guess fuck me, right? Okay.
Well,
that's
Ryan's
fine.
was
That's
beautiful,
fine.
and
That's fine.
You'll just have to work on yours.
Yeah.
It's feedback through deduction.
Zach is already saying, "What the fuck? You started on time."
Right? What kind of hotel is this?
Hey, Material Keep, how's it going?
Hey,
Welcome back.
what's happening?
Welcome in, everyone. I don't know if you missed us, but we missed you.
We definitely missed you.
Mhm.
We did.
Last
2
week, I
weeks.
was the only one not sick, and I'm like, I don't even know what to do with my evening. Like, free time. It was weird.
And then the next night, I'm sure you didn't know what to do with yourself either. You're like,
The next night, it was really weird. You mean I don't have to spend 6 hours editing? What?
Did you find yourself in like a state of panic on that Thursday night when you're just like, oh my God, like I'm supposed to be editing, but like, oh no, we don't have anything to edit.
Kind of. And I woke up fairly well rested on Friday with a full
Oh.
night's sleep. And so that was like, whoa.
so what you're saying is me and Dottie should get sick more often.
Feedback through deduction.
Yeah, there you go.
Fair enough.
Deacon85 says, every Wednesday for the past 2 weeks, I just cried for my daddy.
Aw.
We know which
of
one
us
it
though?
means.
All right, you
The
guys
daddy
ready?
of daddies. Yes.
Because
Ooh. Reveal time?
Ryan didn't wear a costume. Blue didn't wear a costume. I'm the only one that's coming prepared for the Halloween
costume?
episode.
He's on under this. I told you.
I don't have a costume.
Under
Where's-
this, I am dressed as Eve from the Garden of Eden.
Where's the apple?
I ate it
Eve-
because that's the joke.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Do
let's
it.
see it.
Do it, Doug!
Do it, Doug.
He's Mugatu! Yes! I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Oh my God, that's so good.
Yeah, for those of you just listening, you really are missing out on a treat. We got the white curly wig, we got the little white soul patch.
Hello, Derek. Do you want to participate in my fashion show and kill the Malaysian Prime Minister? Now, the thing that sucks is that with this little thing, it's an adhesive strip. So underneath, it's gone. Everything is gone.
noticed.
So the things I'll do for a joke.
Right. That is dedication.
Like, but Donnie, why did you shave your butthole? I mean,
Mugatu clearly shaved his
I
butthole.
feel like
This
he's a
is-
waxer.
Yeah,
This is
he's
meta
totally
acting.
No, it's a laser removal.
Laser. Is that what it's called? It would be meta, like actually getting into that character and
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to throw a soy latte at somebody.
Todd, where's my latte?
Pixelpon says carpet's got to match the drapes for continuity. So we need
I-
to verify,
I gotta
Bend
bleach
over,
everything down there too.
and it should be curly.
Oh, well, it kind of is, but we won't go
All
into
right, on that note, welcome to Gamers Week podcast. Like the name says, we analyze the best, the worst, and the weirdest headlines of the past week in the video game industry. My name is Ryan, aka Retro Game Brews, and today is episode 187, and it is Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. Did we plan this? A 187 as our Halloween podcast?
Holla,
episode?
187 with my mic in your mouth, bitch.
Yes.
Well, I have two. I have one festively dressed co-host and one not so festively dressed. But
I already said.
I'd like to go ahead and introduce my first host, who has a harem of stool pigeons that will go back and tell on you for saying something weeks and weeks ago, and then provide that information to Blue so she can be the daddy receipt.
Receipt daddy.
So, whatever. And make it look like she was the one who discovered this. I suspect, and I will find out who it is, was a stool pigeon and told you. Blue Williams, Blue, how you doing today?
Is it stew pigeon or stool pigeon?
Stool.
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 I have questions about the etymology of that word.
It's a shit pigeon.
Yeah. I have an army of shit pigeons.
Shit pigeons.
That seems redundant. And our next co-host will literally play an entire workday worth of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out just to prove that he is the best Punch-Out player on the podcast. Donnie G. Donnie, how you doing today?
There is no winner. We're both good at Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Yes, you beat him before me, and I bow down at your accomplishment.
Did you? I thought you just picked up the controller and went, no, I got to do this.
Well, like I said, you did it first, and then I came in and beat him like several other times. So
Right.
Blue,
Well,
why the perplexed face?
I'm sorry, I just Googled stool pigeon, and you're correct. It is stool pigeon.
Yeah.
The phrase stool pigeon first appeared sometime during the early 1800s, with Noah Webster using it to describe a pigeon hunting tactic where a pigeon was tied to a moving stool to make the bird flutter and attract a large flock of pigeons for easy catching.
I see the analogy now.
I don't.
Right. The stool pigeon is the patsy, so it tells on the other pigeons as to where they are, right? So it flaps its wings, convinces
Takes
them.
everybody down,
Yeah,
I guess.
you got it.
Mhm.
You got it.
Okay. Yeah, Simon says, and that's why you were both sick, quote unquote.
All right. So you want to start your own podcast, maybe a Love Island Goth Girlfriend edition where no one goes outside and eliminated contestants are ritualistically sacrificed. You'll need a place to host your show. Buzzsprout has a user-friendly interface, great analytics, and resources to help grow your audience. Use the link in the description to get a $20 credit when you sign up for a paid plan. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at our reviews, reactions, and requests. Uncle Beam says, great show. Discussion about hyper-enthusiast, price-insensitive players helped me feel better while suffering gamer ADHD.
You're welcome. That's what we're here for.
We got you.
To enable your hoarding and overspending.
Next up is Satisfaction. Says, it's only been 1 week and it feels like forever. Can't wait for Wednesday. He said that, and then we like
then we canceled and we're like
2 hours later, we're like, hey, guess what? There's another week.
Sorry, friend.
Yeah,
I hope we made it.
And Frankie Grande says, about to
Hey.
board my first flight back home. I had an absolute blast this weekend. So glad I made the trip to PRGE. I still can't believe that I got to meet so many of you, all of your faces and voices that I've watched and listened to over the years, and meeting you in person was incredible. You're all just amazing people. Truly made this the best vacation I've had in so long. And I hope to do this again. Dude, it was so great to meet you as well.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
You're breathtaking.
Yes, it was amazing to meet you, Frankie. And this little 3D printed Game
Aw.
Boy thing that you got me, he sits on my desk and keeps me company. So
That's adorable.
I know. He is so adorable.
Totes adorbs.
All right, last up, we also want to give a special shout out to Nerds Abroad podcast. Oh, sorry, let me try that again. We also want to give a special shout out to the Nerds Abroadcast, who had a truly Gamers Week moment in their latest episode. Highly recommend checking them out, and we will link to the episode in the show notes. Donnie, I think this was for you.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh, you didn't get a chance to listen?
No, I tried listening to it, but so the text that was sent, I tried skipping to that timestamp. No audio.
Oh,
And that's happened before on our uncuts. Like if I go to listen to it and I'll just like skip ahead, like I'll hear audio initially, then nothing. So and I tried refreshing, So I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
Yeah. Well, I plan on including the clip in the final
Mhm.
show that we release on Friday. But spoiler alert, it was a trivia question about Night Trap.
Oh, I would have gotten it.
Magato would totally have been in a Night Trap. Would have pinched his nipples.
I should have worn the tassels over this and just.
Wait. Does that mean we're wearing the tassels under
Underneath?
this?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Oh, I'm
you
so
just ruined
sad.
it for me.
So sad.
Yeah. Zach says the Nerds of Broadcast is legit great. So yeah, I'll have the link in the show notes. Everybody check it out.
Have to give them a listen.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and shout out our patrons?
We couldn't do what we do without the help of our gorgeous patrons. Here are the generous folks supporting Gamers Week on Patreon.
I love the
John
dedication to
Barrett,
this.
Sassy Sodi, Evo Lust, Thyram, have a structured settlement and annuity and need cash now? Call your boy JG Wentworth at 877 cash now. Mega Retro Man, Gamatroid, Moradib, Michael, I don't know what the hell's in there, but it's weird and pissed off, whatever it is. Lakite, not familiar with that one. Emo-esque, Bill Tucker, you know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. Fruitcakes, I hate it when my Schwartz gets twisted. Pickled Pepper, Ducks with Thick Thighs, Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress. Bops and Dugnut, Blues Little Sis, Loudmouth, Retro Blast Pat, BNT Zilla Guy, The Mad Milkman, Seven Castle Forest, Crunchy Kong, Snacks, the Handsome Shit. Would you stop editing while I'm reading? That's not a patron. He's not. Will you stop editing while I'm reading? Is not a patron. Seven Castle Forest, Crunchy Kong, Snacks, the Handsome Chef, Frank Grande, Love Retro BTW, Steven Sand, Ramboski, Terry Kinnair, Don't Make Me Pull This Car Over, Games with Coffee, fucking love Sonic 2, Hybrid Divide, You Fall Before Me, Davey PGH, the Pixel Pond family, including Shannon and Luke, and Ski Ball Daddy, Zach, aka Old Cluster Nuts, Puzzle Butter, and #1 Blue Sick Voice fan. If you like what you hear today, and we really hope you do, please consider joining us on Patreon. Your support helps cover the cost of producing the show, as well as other cool stuff we'll be doing, like prizes and giveaways. You'll also gain access to our bi-weekly patron-only bonus cast called Gamers Week Uncut, Patrons with Benefits. Visit patreon.com/gamersweek or follow the link in the show notes to learn more.
Way to finish strong.
I don't know what the hell is in there, but it's weird and it's pissed off. Whatever it is from Thing.
Ah, okay. I've seen the Thing once. One time.
I'm not a horror fan, and I've seen it multiple times.
Kurt Russell in that movie. Mwah.
McReady.
Yeah. I know they keep trying to get him to, like John Carpenter to like say if McGreedy was the Thing at the very end or whatever. He's like, I'm not going to tell you who like if he or he was not the Thing. I'm not going to tell you. Never going to tell you. Yeah, Keith David in that movie also. Yeah, Chef's Kiss. Keith David in Men at Work also. Chef's Kiss.
Keith David in Rick and Morty as the president of the United States. Chef Kiss. All right, so why don't we go ahead and jump into our headlines?
All right, this headline segment is proudly sponsored by Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress. Each episode, George and Zach discuss and rank all the best things, and right now they're working through every movie in the Alien versus Predator connected universe.
Ooh.
This week, they've got a trivia question for us. What PlayStation platformer sequel soundtrack was composed by legendary Police drummer Stuart Copeland? Visit them at absolutelythebest.net or follow the link in the show notes.
I feel really stupid right now.
Why?
What makes now so special?
So I read this
Zing.
the first time, and I was thinking like a person who was a police officer that was a drummer. Like, why the hell would I know who that is? And I realized it's Sting, the Police. Yeah. So needless to say, I have not put any thought into that. PlayStation platformer sequel. So
the only platformer that comes to mind is like Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot is, yeah. Um,
So I
least
did
that's-
ask the clarifying question. You mean specifically PlayStation 1? That was correct. So
okay.
PlayStation 1.
There's Spyro, which is on PlayStation 1.
Okay. Is that a platformer?
3D platformers.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like he's flying around, isn't he? I wouldn't call that a platformer. There's Croc.
There's
But
Croc as well, yeah.
Croc was also on 3DO, so I wouldn't say it's. And Gex was
as well.
Gex was also
Technically,
on 3DO.
Bubsy is a sequel that's on. If it's Bubsy, I'm gonna be so upset, but also so relieved.
PlayStation. Yeah, that makes sense. PlayStation platformer sequel. So it could be Gex 2, Crash Bandicoot 2, Spyro 2, or Croc 2. Yeah.
These are all lizards except for Crash Bandicoot.
Well,
So, by the way, Puzzle Better said Spyro is a platformer. There are platforms. I'm just gonna go Crash Bandicoot.
I'll go with Gex 2.
okay.
That's
for
a
the
no.
record, my guess was also Crash Bandicoot, but the answer is Spyro 2.
Oh, okay.
At least we pulled it out of the ether a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. And then also, after listening to the Nerds of Broadcast, I learned that Stuart Copeland also did the soundtrack for Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
So
Our
that is a
spirits
coinky-dink.
in the material world, our spirits in the material world.
Material!
Oh.
I'm not going to groove forward until you're done singing, so feel free to keep going.
I'm done.
All right, so let's start off with our first headline. It says a new report has revealed details on Microsoft's next-gen Xbox console, which is allegedly a console/PC hybrid that will play PlayStation game releases on PC via Steam. Windows Central said that while users of the next-gen Xbox can remain inside the Xbox ecosystem if they want to, they can exit to Windows, where the console will act like a traditional Windows PC. That means having access to PlayStation games on Steam and mouse and keyboard games like World of Warcraft, League of Legends. Essentially, it sounds like the next gen Xbox will perhaps be more PC than console, and in truth, they shouldn't come as much surprise. Xbox President Sarah Bond has called out the recently released and pricey Asus ROG Xbox Ally X handhelds are pointing in the direction Microsoft is taking with its upcoming console. In an interview with Mashable, Bond talked in vague terms about what Microsoft is going for, but strongly suggested it will be an expensive device. Next gen console is going to be very premium, very high end, curated experience, Bond said. You're starting to see some of the thinking we have in the handheld ROG Xbox Ally, but I don't have to give it all away. Xbox is set to go up against PlayStation once again, with both Microsoft and Sony reportedly set to release their next gen consoles in 2027. Next gen Xbox is taking a different route this time, but the expectation is that the PS6 will be more traditional console, offering genuine exclusive games as the PS5 does. Speaking of exclusives, Microsoft as well and truly walked away from the entire concept after announcing Halo Campaign Evolved for PS5 in 2026. Bond has said the idea of a video game exclusive locked to a single storefront has become antiquated for most people. So Halo's jump to what was once considered its bitter rival didn't come as much a surprise either. A lot to digest there.
Yeah.
So is this the reason why GameStop has suddenly declared that the console wars are over?
I feel like people say that every year anyways.
Yep.
I mean, first of all, fuck GameStop, and they have no
Yup.
say so in anything video game related. So they can just let the big boys talk and shut your mouth.
You tell them.
So, what's the point then? This to me doesn't make any sense. If you're making it's not a console, it's a PC. So like you can play their stuff, but go exit out to Windows. That's just Steam, isn't it?
It
Mm-hmm.
is. And what I think this is it sits in the middle of like it feels like it's a compromise, right? So um people either buy a console because it's less expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can still get a pretty good gaming experience as a result. Or people buy a PC because they want the top end specs. They want the 240, you know, bits per second and all that stuff, and they want to be able to experience the best that gaming has to offer. It sits in the middle, right? And I don't think that there's a lot of people out there that exist in that middle space. You either want to buy a console because you want to have a less expensive experience, or you have a lot of income and therefore PC is the way to go, and it's customizable to you. You can make it whatever it is that you want, right? You can build it from the ground up, and a lot of people do that. So it's surprising to me that Xbox would be like, hey, let's get you this prefab PC. You're going to love it because it's got Xbox stuff on it. Well, right now, if you've got a PC, don't you have access to Microsoft stuff, right? If you get a Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Even if you don't, like my work gave me a Windows laptop because I needed it to access a certain program, and
mhm.
like every day it pops up like a "Don't forget your Game Pass benefit." I'm like, actually, I would love to on the company's dime, but
Right.
they are watching this laptop, so
What are you doing, boss? I was doing what the
Yeah.
computer told me to do.
right. I thought it
S-
was instructions.
so I
So, uh,
go ahead.
okay, no, go ahead.
No, you had continue your
Mine
thought.
was more of like I was at the end, right? So this is what the end is going to be. So would be my wrap up. So I'm curious to hear what you have to say first.
To me, it doesn't make any sense because if this is so, typically consoles are not upgradable, right?
Mhm.
They might have a patch or something that they send down the line that unlocks a feature or takes away a feature, what have you. With a PC, if I go in and buy myself a PC, I can upgrade the components therein and keep that thing fresh and rejuvenated every so often, every couple of years. So even with like let's just say I'm a PC gamer and my video card I've had for the past 10 years. It's still going strong. But now it doesn't seem to want to play these newer games that are coming out. I can go and drop probably $500 or $600, the same price as another console, and get a 3 or 4 year old graphics card, not a brand new one, not the one that's brand new and shiny. Get a 3 or 4 year old one, pop it into my computer, and I'm good for another 10 years. So yeah, iffy maybe. Depending on what kind of games I play.
Sure.
I'm not somebody who plays a lot of resource intensive games. I like like I'm playing the Samsara, Adventures of Samsara, and that's a very low poly uh, graphic non-intensive game. So the games that I play, like I said, they're not resource hogs. So I feel like that kind of investment I can take for 10 plus years and not have to worry about building a brand new PC or getting a brand new console, which is going to cost $500 or $600 every 3 or 4 years, like it used to be.
Right.
Hmm. And I think whether or not it's going to cost that $500 or $600, that's what this is really going to come down to is what is the price point? Because, like you were saying, Ryan, this lives in the middle ground between what consoles traditionally do, which you buy a console, it's good for 8, 10 years, it's easy, it's several $100s, but it can play whatever it is that the publisher puts out, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation. You will feel confident that it will work on the console. Whereas the PC is a higher price point, is for people who want more control, more of a individualized experience, and they want to play higher end shit that looks shinier. So depending on the price point, I would imagine that Microsoft is going to try to aim for that middle ground, but it's a really delicate place because let's not forget that with their newly announced price increases on their consoles, their highest end console, the Series X 2 terabyte, is $800,
Yeah.
and their Xbox ROG Ally $1,000. So this is the
No.
price range that Microsoft is living in right now with their hardware, and knowing that the next year or two before this comes out, stuff's only going to get more expensive because that's the world we're in right now. So today, you could take that $1,000, you could you could make yourself a PC. Totally could for $1,000 if you know what you're doing and know what you're looking for. You can make a PC that will play just about anything. The thing is that and also it won't have all the Microsoft bloatware.
Right.
You can avoid all of that if that's important to you, because you know that this is going to be packed with all the Windows bullshit that they have to spare will be on this machine. So this exists in that middle ground for people who, for whatever reason, just are intimidated maybe by the idea of building a PC, even though there exists companies out there on the internet that will do it for you. So you don't have to go to Best Buy and just buy something out of the box. So they better price this thing below that point in which you may as well just buy a PC. But honestly, I don't see that Microsoft will be interested in something that low. I think they're going to be competing with PC prices.
I agree. And it lacks the customization. It lacks, I mean, reason that a lot of people get a PC is so that they can jam pack it with the things that they want and then cover that fucker with RGB and, you know, have a blast with it because they got to put it together. You know, you could spend probably $700 on a prefab PC and put in your own graphics card and upgrade the RAM and everything over time. And that would be just as doable and make it so that your gaming experience was just as good. So I don't know who this is for.
I feel like we're saying that a lot now with Xbox.
Right.
Who the hell is this for? Who are they marketing all this shit to?
I think Puzzle Better put it well as well. Planned obsolescence marketing tactics make me sad and annoyed. I would agree. This is planned obsolescence, isn't this?
Right. And the other thing is that the story that we're going to get to after this, I think consumers should have real questions about whether investing in the Microsoft ecosystem long term is a good idea. And if you're going to put down this kind of money on a machine to play games and have it essentially be Microsoft's machine, I just don't know if that's a good move. Not as good of a move as it used to be maybe 10 years ago.
I will say that this is the death knell that kills Microsoft gaming. Calling it right now.
You're calling it right now. Everybody check the timestamp.
Oh, I dig it. I dig it.
I don't want Microsoft gaming to go away. I don't want Xbox to go away. I think it is better for gaming at large, even knowing that I don't really play on Xbox and now it's looking like I'm not going to. I think it's better for gamers to have choice and for the big publishers to have competition. So I hate seeing what Microsoft is doing to Xbox.
What's funny is we've been talking about how Microsoft might be exiting the system, the console space, and going towards the dongle.
This is the opposite of the dongle.
Yeah.
Dongle? Nobody?
Dongle.
Nobody?
Sorry,
Jesus.
dongle,
Okay.
dongle.
Sorry. But yeah,
he was so distracted by your,
yes. This is completely the opposite. They're doing a complete 180 and it's like, hey, just kidding. We're still going to make consoles and everything, but are they still going to be sold at a loss? Because every single console that Microsoft sells is sold at a loss. So is this going to continue? And if so, why?
They didn't listen to us. Why didn't they listen to us?
Why should you listen to your consumers?
Right.
That's stupid.
And they obviously didn't listen to Sega, because something that I've been seeing all day today was a little meme of, it says 2001, and the president of Sega just has his head in his hands, and you've got all the consoles behind him, and then jump to 2025, the president of Microsoft has got his head in his hands.
That was Phil Spencer.
Phil
Xbox
Spencer.
boss Phil Spencer.
Xbox boss Phil Spencer, and all the Xbox consoles stacked up behind him, and he's just like, oh my God, what are we doing? So are they going the way of Sega? Who knows?
See, here's what you can look forward to with this new Xbox PC. Like Simon Ashtare says, hey, want some AI to run in the background and degrade performance and battery life? Too bad. Microsoft says you get it whether you want it or not. Materia Keeper says it'd make more sense if the Xbox consoles were instead just sold as budget alternatives to a gaming PC. Which, yeah, like I said, if they can price this thing below kind of a lower end gaming PC, there is a place for it. But if they're going to try to compete head on head with gaming PCs, I don't see this going well.
No.
Right.
They have really stretched the patience of even their most diehard fanboys the last couple years.
And I think this represents a complete misunderstanding of why people are PC gamers, which is strange because they're the PC people, right? The
Yeah, they
Microsoft
should
is
be.
the right?
Right.
Yeah, I really didn't. I mean, I actually, I do get it. This is a way for them to be able to get out of the gaming space, but still save some face, right?
Well, let's move on to the next topic because it's going to add to this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Really quickly,
All right.
I do not trust anything on a pre-built PC. There's no telling that Microsoft won't install some AI-driven stuff in the background that's mining
will.
crypto for their behalf.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're not wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Microsoft's last 2 years have been marked with layoffs of more than 10,000 workers, repeated developed studio closures, and countless game cancellations. A relentless series of bloodletting and downsizing. Thanks to a new report, we have a clear idea of the motivation of Microsoft's current gaming strategy. It can be called that. According to sources familiar with the business, Microsoft executives have been pressuring the Xbox division to achieve profit margins well in excess of industry average. Bloomberg reports that in the fall of 2023, Microsoft Chief Financial Officer Amy Hood introduced a new target of 30% accountability margins, in quotations, Microsoft's corporate euphemism of choice for profit margins for the gaming division. In comparison, S&P Global Intelligence estimated the profit margins in the game industry have fallen from a recent height of 22% during the COVID lockdown years of 2020 and 21 to an average of 70% in 2024. In other words, Microsoft executives have been expecting the Xbox division to achieve a level of profitability almost twice the industry average, a margin that S&P Global analyst Neil Barber told Bloomberg is usually reserved for a publisher that is really nailing it. An Xbox spokesperson said that success doesn't look the same across every project or priority, but it's surprising that the gaming division would resort to widespread bloodletting in an effort to meet seemingly unachievable profit margins.
Gamers, we've heard you. Jesus.
I think when the news of this broke, millions of gamers across the world said, oh, that makes sense, because the last 2 or 3 years, it just feels like Xbox has gone a complete 180 and forgot what it is that they stand for and who it is that they're marketing towards. And all of a sudden they have been so money driven. Like, they're not even trying to hide how ridiculously money driven they've become. And I know we always say, well, that's just the corporate world. That's what all the corporations are doing. But they have done it so far beyond what everybody else is doing that you're like, it's crazy. How do you think you're going to retain customers by doing this? And this kind of points out that maybe they're not interested in retaining customers. They are perhaps saying, we're just kind of done with this gaming division, and either they make 30% profit or we get rid of them.
Right, it becomes an impossible target, and then also, again, because you've set the bar so high, you can do whatever you want if nobody achieves it, right?
Right.
And
Right.
it's justifiable now, right?
Right.
Now, granted, it would be nice if they hit 30% and proved them wrong, but this is
At
definitely
what
not
cost?
right. No, this is not major league. Like, well, I guess we just have to win the whole fucking thing, right? This is real life, and yeah, and especially with it would be different if Xbox was just the leader of the gaming industry. They were crushing PlayStation and Switch, and like everybody was an Xbox fan, and the other two consoles were on their way out. They don't have the market penetration for that, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's right. I used the word penetrate.
Yeah.
Both your ears perked up. I like that.
Mhm.
Now you're talking our language.
Right. It comes down to market share. I don't think there's any way that they could achieve that, knowing that they have accountability margins set for 30%.
Oh my God. I can't even, like, I
Right.
can't, it's coming out my pores how much I hate that phrase. It's just like,
Mhm.
it makes me feel gross.
But it also is kind of a warning, isn't it? We'll hold you accountable if you don't hit the margins.
I guess. Whatever makes you feel better, Satya Nadella.
So, were these margins or were these accountability margins because, like, why do they set this expectation at 30%? Is it because they bought all of these studios and they decided, oh, we've got all these powerhouses in our back pocket. We're just going to churn out hit after hit after hit after hit and watch the profits roll in and yeah. Oh my God. What happened? No. Oh, we're going to have to cancel that one. Oh, that one bombed? Okay. We're going to have to close the studio. Ooh, that doesn't look good. Oh my God. Am I nailing it on the head right there?
I think what you're nailing is also a reality that this is probably set just after COVID had the
True.
surge of gaming. So they're like, this is going to last forever, guys. Look,
Yeah.
you know? So that's some of it. But I also think you're right, Blue. I think this is an excuse to get out.
Well, like Puzzle says, we are Microsoft. We will just tell the gamer what they want to buy and then make them buy it, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, this is hard. It almost, like, it's so unrealistic that it's almost like they had uh, some analysts come in and say, oh yeah, you could make this much if you had, perfect efficiency and this many hits every time and blah blah blah, and just basing it off of numbers that they pulled out of their ass, and Microsoft took it as fucking gospel. And yeah, the only way that you can make 30% profit margin is, as we all know the formula, you get rid of everybody, you replace them with AI, you put out the stupid bullshit that for whatever reason still keeps making money, and just shrink and shrink and shrink until eventually your costs are so low that your profit is at the appropriate accountability margin.
Please stop saying that.
I know.
Simon S2 says, you can't turn out a hit if you buy a company and then task them to make a game in a genre that they don't know how to make. They always do that. I made slides.
Hey, let's take the makers of a hit single-player psychological action game and force them to make a lame hero shooter. Why didn't this work?
Puzzle says, by the way, that your hand/beard expressions are really nailing it.
Thanks, Puzzle Better. Wow.
And TK85 says, I'm trying to remember if it's a debt thing from the purchases like we saw with the EA sale recently, where it's junk debt and they basically need to cut everything now to pay off the interest. That also makes a lot of sense.
Well,
Gamble, and yeah.
They did buy Activision Blizzard. They did go on this ridiculous buying spree the last several years prior to that, where they sucked up every single studio that there was and then did nothing with them. So it could be that they just realized, oops, we overspent. And so now we need all the studios to make a 30% profit margin, or we're cutting them. Either way, as like, this is one of the biggest companies in the world. Who the hell is managing this?
You're gonna pull off. You're gonna pull off Phil Spencer's face, and it's gonna be the president of Sega. Now, I've expressed my my dream of having Microsoft go away in some way, shape, or form, and Sega sliding in and saying, "Hey, we're back." Taking over Microsoft, the gaming division, not Microsoft itself. You know, that's not possible. But taking over the gaming division and saying, hey, we're going to now get back into like the console business because of this and yada, yada, yada. We feel like we could bring a fresh innovation to the gaming division here at Microsoft Gaming. And there you have it. Sega's back as a powerhouse, making consoles again, making games, their own games and not leasing them out to Nintendo like I'm not even going to say it. But there they go. Sega's back. Please make it happen. Just do it. Sega. Come on. Please just do it. Please, for me. Please. Please just do it. Thank you.
And Donnie, when you say that, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
What
What am I taking? Crazy pills?
A $35 overdraft is overspent. I've never and can't imagine overspending by billions.
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, a $35 overdraft is just like normal people money, but this is Microsoft money. Okay,
Fuck
this
you
is
money.
This is fuck you money. That's what that is. And guess who's getting fucked? All of us.
That's
Not in the fun way.
All the Xbox employees and everybody who works in their studios, everybody who sold out their studio to Xbox and Microsoft thinking it was going to be stability for their company and their future and their games. And guess what?
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of layoffs.
Speaking of layoffs, the news is fun today.
Microsoft. So hot right now. Microsoft.
Yeah.
Amazon's AI-powered layoff of 14,000 employees will see significant cuts made to its game division. They have a game division? According to a new Bloomberg report, which will result in a reduction in the development efforts on high-budget games, including MMOs like New World. The Bloomberg report cites a memo sent to Amazon game employees by Steve Boom. Sweet name. Amazon Vice President of Audio, Twitch, and Games, which has confirmed and shared in a full but by Variety. Let me try that again. Bloomberg report cites a memo sent to the Amazon Games employees by Steve Bloom, Amazon's Vice President of Audio, Twitch, and Games, which has confirmed and shared in full by Variety. In it, Boom says that the layoffs are part of sweeping cuts at Amazon, but also represent strategic changes that go beyond what is happening company-wide. Boom said Amazon game leadership has been evaluating its plans over the past several months through the lens of our mission to deliver the very best gaming experiences to customers while leaning into things that Amazon does best. An example he cited, Amazon Luna, which leans into both streaming entertainment and delivering value for Prime members, with things like the AI-powered Snoop Dogg game, where he's a judge. Amazon has struggled somewhat to establish itself in the video game business. Despite bringing virtually unlimited resources to the table, it hasn't been a Stadia-sized catastrophe, but neither has it been the cakewalk that Amazon apparently expected. Boom told Variety earlier in the month that Amazon's new focus on Luna does not mean it will be eliminating conventional game development entirely, but it will be moving towards console-friendly titles, known IPs, and known play patterns.
Hi, Derek. My name's Little Cletus, and I'm here to tell you a few things about Amazon's AI gaming division.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit like Ryan when you're like, oh, Amazon has gaming.
Right.
I mean, I've seen that dumb ad for that nightmare-inducing like AI Snoop judge game. Those ads are everywhere, and
I have not seen this. So.
I have not seen it either.
seriously, oh my god, just Google a picture of it real fast because it's kind of horrifying. It
What
looks
am I
like
Googling?
just
Snoop
Google
judge game.
Snoop Dogg judge game.
Judge game. Oh,
Whatever
what?
you're whatever you're thinking, it's not as bad as what it actually looks like.
Okay.
It looks awful.
Yeah, it does.
The fuck?
Right?
But because it's
This looks
Snoop,
like-
they're going to buy
like-
it.
Mid-90s graphics.
Right.
It's a style choice, that's for sure. But yeah, I Amazon Luna has been something that's been like in the back of the gaming world as being like, hey, we still exist. Come play our shit. But it's never ever been anything that's, I know some people use it, but it's never been anything that has been bad enough to get attention or good enough to actually get you to go and play it.
Right.
And let's not forget that they have attempted to put out some big titles. Like they have New World Eternum, which is I think moderately successful for an MMO, but they're going to be shutting that down. There was the Dumpster Fire Crucible. They had that Lord of the Rings MMO that keeps getting canceled and delayed, and it was canceled, and then I think they said no, we're going to do it after all, and then no, it's being canceled. I don't know what this co-op platformer King of Meat is. This article says launched to virtually zero interest, so that tracks. So their game division has actually gone on years longer than I think it probably should have, based on how much money they spend versus what has successful that they've been able to put out. So in a lot of ways, this is not a surprise, but it is a shame that more people are getting laid off.
I'll give credit to Google. They know when to kill something.
Fair. Even if they're pulling the trigger pretty darn early in most cases.
Sure. I just think that they have the foresight to go, yeah, I don't think we want to play this game anymore. Like, I'm out.
Here's what happened, though. You've got a company that has just unlimited amounts of money because of their customer base and what they, the services that they provide. Their thinking was, oh, well, we've got all this money. We can just hire all these people, and
Sure.
we can be a gaming company, right? This company's doing it, so why can't we? So they tried it, and they don't know jack shit about video games.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I want to use Amazon Luna to go play Fortnite when I just download the Epic game launcher and play it there, or on my Xbox or on my PS5? Or this doesn't make any sense. You're putting out another surface that's already there and working with other people. It's been statistically proven that people are less likely to make that change for something that they already have. So they failed miserably on that part. And now the other thing was like, oh, AI-driven games, it's crap. It looks like crap. Nobody wants to play it. If I had an 87-year-old grandmother, she might be playing the Snoop Judge game, okay, just to pass the time. But nobody else in their right mind is going to be playing this game. So I think that restructuring, while it sucks, restructuring this and kind of saying, okay, we're going to back off of big game development, because you know what? It's just not our focus. What we should be doing is focusing on making our buying experience better for our customers for Amazon. And, oh, I know, stop making your AWS cloud stuff go down constantly, dipshits.
You know what's interesting too is I don't think Luna is differentiated enough from all the other available platforms out there.
Mm-hmm.
If it had some kind of thing that would draw people to it, to your point, Donnie, is that if it doesn't have that thing that gets someone excited about it, that enhances their experience because they've already got it, to make that change to a different thing. It's like going from Coke to Pepsi, right? Most people are going to stick with what they like,
True,
right? Rather than go to the new thing because it's a hassle, because it's changed, because it's something new. If they offered something new to that, absolutely. But the only time I ever interact with Luna is I've got a Fire Stick TV, and when I log into it, it goes, "Hey, don't you want to play Luna games?" Like, no, shut up. I'm just like,
hey, Ryan, don't you want to play some Luna games?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I'll give Amazon credit at least in that they tried. They tried to develop some of their own titles and their exclusives. They did a hell of a lot better than Stadia, where Google poached a bunch of game developers and started a bunch of projects and then killed them 2 months later. And it's like, okay, Amazon gave this a good try and a good effort, even if they friggin' sucked at it. So now they are downsizing into AI shit, console friendly titles, known IPs, or known play patterns, which is all code for we're going to play it safe now.
Right.
So when their first attempt to differentiate themselves didn't work, this is certainly not going to, unless you just really love AI Judge Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I see this as delaying the inevitable, another gaming division being put out to pasture.
Puzzle Butter says, even when they're trying to give me free games nonstop on Prime, it's just like, nope, Not installing you.
Right, because they're all games that you probably already have.
And see, this is the way I felt about the Xbox when it first came out. I'm like, why are you entering the space when we already have PlayStation, we already have Nintendo, we still have Sega? So what are you going to give me that these other companies aren't? And when I saw their games, it was basically all the games that are out on the PlayStation 2. It's like, no, I don't need you.
And Xbox initially had that with their exclusives, specifically Halo, and we kind of didn't talk about that in the first topic, but it's like Xbox basically just said, we tried to bring back Halo again with a new installment. It didn't go very well. The only way for us to continue making money off of this franchise is to sell it to a whole new audience, the Sony audience. So we're going to hide that failure under the guise of exclusives are antiquated and nobody wants that anymore, which in a lot of ways we don't, because when an exclusive comes up that we want to play on a platform we don't have, we grumble and gripe about having to go get that new platform. But that is the purpose of exclusives. And it's like they're just giving up on it.
Yeah, it's supposed to drive consumers to go out and purchase your product.
Mm-hmm.
But does it is the question.
It used to.
It used to, you're right. And
Yeah, it
it's
used to.
because there was only 3 options or 2 options or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other piece to this is if you buy it once from Luna, you don't go back unless there's another exclusive there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's got to be something that you can do that differentiates. It's not about just the one game you want. There has to be something about the user interface, whatever it is, something that like just hits. Or they could have done like a lost leader thing where they were like, hey, by the way, for a month, lifetime subscription for free to our Game Pass like subscription service, right? And had a whole bunch of people rush in and try to get that lifetime pass.
Oh yeah.
And then everybody else who, once you come out with those exclusive games, right, you got people who play on that platform, and that's the only way you can play is via Luna. Then you got something. But
that feels like a pump and dump, though.
It does.
Yeah.
I'll pump and dump you later. But
Lucky you.
Even though I'm farty and bloated.
Well played, sir. Well played. But I mean, something. It just
Yeah.
Rather than just be like, hey, we're just another guy out there.
I think you're right in that for modern streaming platforms, the exclusives aren't working as well unless it's like a live service game like the MMO New World was, where it keeps you coming back regularly because there's no commitment to jumping in and jumping out. Whereas, previously in previous gens, if you had to buy the Xbox or you had to buy the PlayStation because you wanted the one game, well, now you need to get your money's worth and you need to continue buying games on that platform.
Yes.
Because otherwise you've got the $400 box that just sits in your house and you're not getting your money's worth out of it.
I've got an idea here for you. They own Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Make it so that if you're an affiliate or above on Twitch, right, if you're playing a Luna specific game, you get on stream, you get to keep all of your revenue for subscriptions.
Well, that'll be great for your 2 viewers.
Yeah.
While everybody else is still watching COD and Fortnite.
Or you could make it so that it's partnered only. So you get the big streamers that will go after this, right? And if you think about it, if they're partnered, they're going to want to keep all of their revenue. So there's an incentive for that.
I still think that Twitch would do the math and say that our current cut of the big streamers is still more than we would get from people going to Luna.
Maybe. Just a thought.
Just a thought. I like the thinking out of the box. We need more ideas.
Even that seems to be dying down, the whole Twitch thing. I mean,
oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, it was booming. I actually got on the Twitch train well before COVID. I think I started streaming in 2018 or 2017 or something like that, and then was streaming more during COVID. And then it's like the world opened up, the world healed itself, and it's like, oh, okay, now we can go back outside and start doing things. And now it's just like I'm too busy to sit down and watch streams and all that stuff. I was able to before. I just can't do it now.
We appreciate that you're all here on Twitch tonight with us.
Oh yeah, we actually. I mean, the irony is not lost on me on what I'm saying as far as Twitch goes. But like Pixel Pawn Productions Company is saying, streaming, social media, it's all kind of slowing down. I used to live on Twitter, and then now I barely use it. I use it for
Well,
our
it's changed quite a bit.
Yeah, it has. I don't even do Blue Sky anymore. It's just like, and that was because like I would sit at an office and I would be like, on Twitter or whatever, kind of like taking my attention away from that. But now it's just like,
Right.
I don't have the desire to sit there on Twitter all day.
And I think I run into the same thing with Twitch. I used to make that like a nightly routine.
Yeah, me too.
Now it's not. It's just not. Which is sad because I had a lot of fun watching Twitch streams back in the day,
Mhm.
and I don't know what it is that happened. I just I only watch the people that I know very well. Is what it feels like at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any interest in just going and watching just a rando streamer.
Right.
just
Exactly.
because.
Nope.
All right, so next up, a high school in Japan is using the PT to teach an English class, and I could not. Is that supposed to be PC or PT?
The PT demo.
Oh, gotcha.
There.
All
Try
right.
again. Oops.
Oh God, this is all messed up. A high school in Japan is using the PT demo to teach an English class, and I couldn't be more jealous. When you think of video games as a tool to teach English, horror probably isn't a genre that immediately springs to mind. You might think of something a bit more narrative heavy, or perhaps a sort of puzzle game to drill in simple tasks. But no, an English class in Niigata Prefecture has used the demo of PT as a language learning tool, and it actually makes perfect sense as to why. Not only is the short teaser enough content for a one off lesson, but the instructions are simple enough and phrases you would often hear in conversation, such as answering the phone, walking around the room, which students of the class use to direct the character around the game. According to a post shared on the official Niigata Prefecture Sunan Secondary School blog, the lessons was conducted entirely in English, and the students were challenged to process or progress through the story by choosing what to make the player do next, whether that was going into a certain room or interacting with certain objects. PT is by no means a particularly detailed demo either, with a lot of items being simple things like the phone or the doors. Since English language learning textbooks and materials used in schools rarely simulate natural conversations in favor of more formal use of language, using a video game is actually a very clever way to teach simple, casual phrases. I love the idea of gamification. I think gamification is the best way to learn things. I don't know if horror games, but okay, hear me out though. Imagine having to use the language because you're frightened, right? You're in that moment of like extreme fear, so you got to say something right in English or you just die. Come on.
I want a refund.
Right.
I think this is brilliant, and I love that it's a horror game because while gamification is great, I hate that it's so blatantly gamification.
Yeah, it's so obvious.
Like, you're
right?
trying to teach me that this game is not fun, and I don't like it. This is something that was designed to be fun first and just happens to be a great tool for learning. And so I think if that would continue, I mean, this would be the funnest class ever. I did actually have questions because the PT demo is not available anywhere. Like, the only way you can have it now is if you had it downloaded on an old PlayStation and you just kept it.
Interesting.
So I'm thinking that there's like some TA in Japan who is super cool who kept their PlayStation with the PT demo and brought it to class.
That'd be
And
awesome.
That's awesome.
Went to Super Potato, picked up one.
It was priced. It still has PT demo for, however extra much money.
2 million yen. There you go.
Tiken says, learn common phrases like, oh no, I pissed my pants.
He also said, our Simon Esther said, how do you say, holy shit, fuck in English?
Well, like Pixelpon says, learning new language through horror games, interesting. However, do not teach English via Resident Evil. You, the master of lockpicking.
The master of locking.
What's a Jill sandwich?
Get over, I'll show you.
They come to America on a school tour and everybody orders a Jill sandwich. Great success.
Is there any other game out there that you think would make a good use case as a game for teaching things?
Well, like Simon says, I've heard stories of older gamers who once used Sierra games to learn English.
Oh, nice.
Point and click games, I think, would be.
You
for that
have
purpose.
died of dysentery? Like, what?
But I think you're right, though, in that games that are maybe have a little bit more time for you to think, that are less action oriented, might be an ideal.
Not
Bring in
something with
the
quick time
action.
events.
When you are talking to somebody in real life, there's pressure to get the answer right.
Yeah.
So,
So in certain situations, yes, right. But as we're like traversing through today's stuff, sure.
What do I say? What do I say?
But I think you're right, Blue. There is a certain disconnect if you know that you're being taught something.
mhm.
Like if you
I'm
play,
immediately not interested if
if you
this is meant to be learning.
yeah. So I've played a few games where like you had to type the right way in order for something to happen, and I lost interest quickly because I knew it was a typing simulator to teach you how to use the home row and everything. However, I've learned a lot about history through Age of Empires, just playing
Okay,
the
Good
game.
yeah.
game, though. Yeah.
Right, but it's teaching me something. It's educational. It just doesn't feel like it.
Mhm.
So if you can do that in some way and be purposeful about it, it's not a bad thing. Instead of having to make an owl happy on Duolingo.
Woo.
That
Fuck
damn owl.
Fuck that owl.
Woo.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and jump into our top 3 new releases?
Did you hear that somebody at work looks like an owl? Ooh.
Oh my god.
I laughed at that dad joke more than I should have.
Arc Raiders, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Arc Raiders is an upcoming multiplayer extraction adventure set in a lethal future Earth, ravaged by a mysterious mechanized threat known as Arc. Craft, repair, and upgrade your gear in the safety of your own workshop before venturing topside to scavenge the remnants of a devastated but beautiful world. Play solo or in parties up to 3, navigating the constant threat of Arc's machines and the unpredictable choices of fellow survivors. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, Switch, and PC. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake is a stunning reimagination of the first 2 legendary adventures in the Erdrick trilogy, brought together in one package. Explore a world filled with locales visited by the legendary hero, as well as a host of new towns, castles, caves, and dungeons, while enjoying the traditional turn-based battles the series is known for. The Outer Worlds 2, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC. The Outer Worlds 2 is the eagerly awaited sequel to the award-winning first-person sci-fi RPG from Obsidian Entertainment. Get ready for an action-packed adventure with a new crew, new weapons, and new enemies in a new colony. So much newness, and I saw Puzzle Better's response out of the corner of my eye, and now I've got the pick me, my lord. Yes, number 2, my lord. So that was awesome, Puzzle Better. So based on these amazing descriptions, Blue, what are you going with this week?
Well, it seems to be a banner time to be a shooter fan. And I'm very happy for all of you shooter fans out there. And I have some respect for Arc Raiders for, having the guts to launch so close to Battlefield and Call of Duty 7. What was the newest one? I don't know anymore. The newest Call of Duty, and then Battlefield, and then there's Arc Raiders. And they're just doing their own thing. For both Arc Raiders and the Outer Worlds, the early reviews are really, really good. So if you're a shooter person, go for it. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the plenty. But neither of those for me. Obviously, I'm going with Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. This is the one I've been waiting for a while, specifically because unlike a lot of the other Dragon Quest games that are remakes or remasters or whatever, this looks to be more of like a 16-bit pixel art style versus the chibi style, which, while amusing, is tough for a 100-hour game.
Mm-hmm.
This looks really good, and so I'm definitely getting Dragon Quest 1 and 2.
Nice. Ryan, what about you? What are you picking?
So Arc Raiders used a no term for me.
Okay.
The word was craft.
You were in until that point?
Yep.
As soon as I have to grab something, I'm out. I don't want to have to pick shit out of nothing. All right.
And
That's not
repair
what
it.
I'm into. Yes, and repair broken weapons. The banes of my existence. So yeah, Arc Raiders. Even though I think it looks gorgeous, by the way, this game looks really, really good. I think it would play really, really well on a PC. But yeah, just it's not my thing. The Outer World 2. I'm what I'll call Outer World curious.
Ooh.
I've
OWC.
heard a lot of good things.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I've heard a lot of good things about the first one, and it seems kind of something I could get into, right? Where it's, I mean, I'm not opposed to shooters like Blue is, but also it seems to be kind of there's a humor element to it, which definitely
Mm-hmm.
I like games with a little bit of humor. I mean, not all the time, but certainly every once in a while, I like to dive into a game that makes me laugh. So it's a maybe. Outer World 2 is a maybe. But Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake. This one looks, you're right, Blue, so much better than like the ones you can download on Switch online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where
Mm-hmm.
it's literally just they rounded corners, so pixels don't look as pixely, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is Dragon Quest 1 is a 6-hour game. So if you're
Don't ruin this for me.
no, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that this is a game that could be a really easy entry point into this whole Dragon Quest thing if you're
Mm-hmm.
ever looking to. Um, so Dragon Quest 1, especially when it looks like this. And by the way, it says it's a 2D remake. It looks kind of 3D, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it's like the 2.5D kind
yeah,
of.
2.5D. That's yeah, more of I think a better description. So which I would love to see that. You know, I'm so used to that top down view of everything in the Dragon Quest games in on the NES. So this would be really cool to see. I'm excited for it, and it is definitely something I'm going to buy.
Nice.
Nice. What about you, Donnie?
I don't know. It's like that scene in Major League when the he calls him up and he's working at the tire shop. He's like, "Hey, wouldn't you like to manage the Cleveland Indians this year?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know." That's the way I feel about these games. I don't know anything about Arc Raiders. I'm just kind of first person shootered out. Certain friends are trying to get me to download Battlefield 6, and I don't really have an interest to go and play it. So I think I'm going to pass on Arc Raiders unless there's something like phenomenal that's going to drag me in. My son earlier was talking about this one, and he's like, "Why am I going to go buy this one when I can just go play Escape from Tarkov or whatever?" Which is everybody loves that game.
Uh-huh.
The Outer Worlds 2. I am like Ryan. I am OWC. I am Outer World curious. It interests me a little bit, like the whole space exploration stuff, but I'd have to sit down and play the game to really know if that's something that I like. So that's up in the air. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. I've not been an RPG guy for some time. I used to be, long time ago. Haven't been, but I think I could pick this game up, like you said, the first one. If it's a 6-hour game, that's nothing. That's pretty easy, right? You maybe spend a little bit more time just leveling yourself up, getting god tier, and then going and mowing down the bosses and what have you. Just repetition. But it looks pretty damn cool. So based on that, I think Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake is going to be my choice this week.
Nice. And you know what? It is grind heavy, but as I understand, with the most recent editions of it, that it's not as bad as it was in the NES, is what I'll say.
Okay.
All NES RPGs are grind heavy, so
Yes,
that's not
very.
really news. Yeah. All right. Before we move on, let's take a quick break to talk about our sponsor. This segment is proudly sponsored by the Retro Game Club podcast. It's a fantastic, family friendly retro gaming podcast. In each episode, Rob and a guest pick 2 games to play and discuss, as well as news, interviews, and other topics. This week, they're ranking every Nintendo console, and we're told that RGB will be quite pleased with how low the N64 ranked. Visit them at retrogameclub.net or follow the link in the show notes. Listeners should note that Ryan is smiling ear to ear.
Are they ranking the handhelds too, or just the actual consoles?
I guess you'll have to listen.
Okay, definitely. Oh, no.
Oh, welcome in, Mad Milkman.
Yeah,
Guys,
welcome
I'm
in.
finally over Ryan's lung AIDS.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both.
Oh. That's what happens when you tongue kiss and get like really far in there.
You see the spit just like making the trail as they
Oh,
disconnect.
please
Yeah.
stop, please. You know, you are always complaining that we make you gag. You're gonna make.
Yeah. So.
It's your spit.
Because it's your dog.
Yeah.
The cruel intentions with the string. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so that's enough of that.
And I'm
I
spent.
think Retro Game Club got their money's worth out of that segment.
All right, well, thank you for coming, students. Please take your seat and welcome back to Professor Rybread's Gaming History 101. And in today's lesson, we'll be covering a 16-bit horror game, its gameplay, and its development history. Because A, it's spoopy season, and 2, I don't think there's a lot of good horror games before like the PlayStation era. But this one,
Yeah.
I think it is an example of what horror can be when you don't have a whole lot of visual stimuli to be able to bring that up. So today we're going to be covering Clock Tower, which was released for the Super Famicom back in 1995. So before I jump into this, out of curiosity for you guys, when you watch a horror movie, what to you is the scariest element of a horror movie? Is it the gore? Is it the killing? Is it the suspense? Like, what is it what are you seeking, I guess, when you go and watch a horror movie?
Well, I'm seeking the story because, gore and suspense and jump scares and killings don't mean anything if the story itself is not getting under your skin and creating that feeling of fear.
Right, so it's got to be something that's engaging you, bringing in, making you want this character to live.
Right. That's the problem with so many horror movies is they just put out these vapid characters and they're essentially, they're just going to be fodder for the killer.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're in the like the Roman Colosseum, just watching people get eaten by lions. Like you don't care. There's no emotional involvement.
Much turkey leg.
Yep.
I like the music. I definitely like the music in a horror movie. The setup, the anticipation, the suspense. That's a big thing for me. Jump scares are cool too, but like the music that builds it up, it's like, oh my God, what's like when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? And then sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's a build up for nothing, and then bam, it's just like out of the blue, boom. It's like,
yeah. Well, you're gonna hate this game because there's like no music in this game, by the way. But and actually Simon Escher says no good horror before PlayStation. Let me tell you about a place called Sweet Home. I actually did a Gaming History 101, which was like the 5 horror games that you should play, the retro horror games you could play, and Sweet Home was one of them. So that is definitely on my radar, but that is the exception that proves the rule, my friend. All right, so I want you to imagine this, right? You're a teenage girl, you're wandering in a silent mansion. Every hallway looks the same. Tall windows.
Boy, if I had a nickel.
draped in shadow. You hear nothing but the echo of your shoes against wooden floors, which, by the way, the whole game, click, 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 click. And then somewhere behind you, snip, 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 the metallic slice of scissors. They're getting closer. Well, that is the heart of Clock Tower, our 1995 Super Famicom game that somehow managed to turn a 16-bit console into one of the scariest experiences of its era. A horror story told not with blood or gore, but with silence, vulnerability, and the terror of being haunted. Now, what's cool about a lot of horror games, you get to fight back. Here, not so much. And we'll actually kind of get into that. So, when Clock Tower begins, you control a character known as Jennifer Simpson. She's a young orphan. She's adopted by this like really wealthy family. And you arrive at the Barrows Mansion, a impossibly huge home perched atop a cliff. Within minutes, shit hits the fan. Your friends vanish, the lights flicker, and somewhere in their house is a twisted, short person with enormous scissors begins stalking you. You can't fight him. You can't stop him. Your only options are to run, hide, or just pray he doesn't find you. Third option is bend over, kiss your ass goodbye. But nonetheless, there is no combat in this game. So it's about choosing the right path. It's also about making sure that you are quick when it comes to running and hiding. And it's also, there's a lot of RNG in this game. So you may not have the same experience every single time. So every encounter is unpredictable. Scissor Man can burst out of closets, call through the windows, even crash through mirrors and stained glass windows. When he appears, panic sets in. Literally, Jennifer's portrait in the corner of the screen turns pale as her panic meter fills. The more afraid she becomes, the more likely she is to stumble, to fall, or to fail to open a door in time. It's the perfect simulation of pure fear, the moment where your body stops listening to you. There is no combat, there is no score, there's no clear direction, just a mansion that feels alive, full of dead ends, false safety, and the sound of your own breathing. Fear doesn't come from what you see, but what comes from what you expect to see. So to give you kind of context about how this game was developed, which I thought was kind of interesting, the mind behind all of this came from a gentleman by the name of Hifumi Kono, and he was a young game designer at Human Entertainment in Japan. So at the time, Human was known for safe, predictable hits, mostly Fire Pro Wrestling and other like sports games and stuff. And to be honest with you, Kono in interviews had said he was kind of bored with this, that it was just run-of-the-mill games. Right, exactly. So he wanted to make something different, something that would actually make players feel something. So when the company announced an internal contest where everyone could pitch a new game idea, Kono took the gamble. And he proposed a horror game inspired by Italian director Dario Argento, particularly the movie Phenomenon from 1985 about a girl trapped in a mansion with a killer. Kono's idea won the contest. The prize? A tiny budget, a 7-person team, and the freedom to do whatever he wanted. So kudos to Human Entertainment for kind of making a gamble here, right? So the development team worked on Human's cramped Tokyo office. Programmers were upstairs, artists and sound designers were in the basement. I don't want to work in a horror movie or horror game when I'm in the basement.
Listening to creepy sounds.
Right,
All day.
exactly. So with few people, everyone wore multiple hats. The artist might be debugging code in the morning while the sound designer was wiring up music cues by night. They didn't have the money for advanced animation tools, so they improvised. To make characters look lifelike, they photographed real employees posing for each sprite. Jennifer's character was based on Human's Entertainment staff member, digitized into the game pixel art, pixel by pixel. Every room of the Barrows Mansion was drawn on paper, mapped out. If there were real three-dimensional space, Kono wanted players to feel lost, to wander in circles, doubting where they've been before. Sound design was another obsession. Kono told composer Koji Nikura to avoid background music whenever possible. Fear, he said, lives in silence. The result was unnervingly long, quiet stretches of nothing but footsteps, ticking clocks, and the hum of old lights. And then, when Scissorman appears, a shriek of violins, a burst of sound like a panic attack. Exactly. So let's talk about Scissorman, because I think he not that kind of.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I like it though.
Yeah, you do.
So the killer himself, the Scissorman, came from two distinct nightmares. First, a scene in the horror manga, The Eroded Scissors by Kazuo Umezu, where blades burst through a man's face. Second, the slasher movie The Burning, where a caretaker attacks campers with giant shears. Now, Kono combined those ideas into a childlike figure, half innocent, half monster. He wanted something uncanny, someone who didn't look like a Hollywood villain, but like a distorted reflection of humanity. Scissorman wasn't scripted to appear in any one place or another. His appearances were semi-random, designed to break the player's confidence. Sometimes he'd show up in the same hallway twice in a row. Sometimes he'd vanish for an hour. You never knew when the chase would start again. And then there was his victory dance. When Scissorman finally kills Jennifer, he does a strange, almost cheerful jig. Not gruesome, just wrong. Kono added it on purpose to make him seem unsettlingly happy about what he had done. You shouldn't understand his joy, he said later. That's what makes him frightening. So, interestingly enough, not everyone at Human Entertainment believed in the project, and one co-worker told Kono flat out, "This game is boring. Nobody wants to play something where you can't fight." Kono laughed about it years later after Clock Tower became a hit. The same person proudly claimed to have worked on it.
That tracks.
Yeah. As the youngest director in the company, Kono often had to fight to get his ideas implemented. He didn't have seniority, so he relied on the persuasion and late nights, shedding design notes between floors, pleading with programs to try his latest fix. The team was exhausted, but somehow something special was forming. A game that didn't look or sound like anything else on the Super Famicom. So when Clock Tower launched in September 14th of 1995, expectations were low. It was a strange, slow, dialogue-light adventure game on a system known for platformers and RPGs. But word spread quickly. Japanese players were terrified. Some said that they couldn't play it alone at night. The game sold well enough to surprise Human Entertainment and earned glowing reviews for its atmosphere. A few critics complained that the cursor control was awkward, but nearly everyone agreed on one thing. It was unlike anything else. The success led to the PlayStation remake, Clock Tower: The First Fear, which expanded the story and added cinematic sequences. Later, new sequels would follow, though none quite captured the same pure dread as the original 16-bit game. So I will say, though, in hindsight, and kind of to wrap things up, Clock Tower, I think, was years ahead of its time. I ended up playing it as a request by Retro Blast Pat, who is a huge fan of this game. And he wanted to have somebody who had never played it before play it once and then kind of talk to him about the experience. And I will say I kind of fell in love with this game almost immediately, which I was not expecting because I'm not like a huge horror game fan. But something about just this constant on your seat, on the edge of your seat feeling the entire time, like existential dread. And I even remember at the time having people in the house going, "What the fuck is that noise?" Because all I could hear was like the click clack of her walking,
Mm-hmm.
you know, which I would assume if you weren't sitting in front of the TV seeing what's happening would be extremely annoying. So,
Yeah.
but I think Clock Tower is a great game. I think it's an example of how to turn horror on its head a little bit and how to utilize that fear of the Scissor Man being out there and the fact that it's RNG, so you don't know, you can't anticipate, and you can't plan for his existence. Thank you, Donnie. Makes it even, I think, even better. So Wanted to say thank you all for coming to our Gaming History 101. If you do have suggestions for an episode that you would like to hear, email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com, and we might feature your suggestion.
Materia Keeper says the spiritual sequel to the series, Haunting Ground, was extremely good.
Ooh.
Is Haunting Ground that very expensive PS2 game? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. I answered my own question. Carry on.
So have either of you played Clock Tower?
Yes, a
No.
long time ago.
I meant to get the remastered one that came out not long ago. It's on the list. I'll get to it.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that I want to get as a repro cart at some point. I've got the ROM for it, which is how I played it back in the day, but this will definitely be something that I want to play. Even if it's a English patch Super Famicom, I've got a Famicom, so it doesn't really matter to me, but yeah, I would definitely love to get my hands on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't want to have to like sit there with the short little cords either. So
That's a good point. All right. Well, I gotta pull up the stupid thing. All right. Well, thank you for listening to episode 187 of Gamers Week Podcast. And a big thank you to the Retro Game Club Podcast, Love Retro BTW, Pixel Palm Production Company, Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress, for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget to check out their links in the show notes. If you want to connect with Gamers Week, follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky, Gamers Week PC. Watch us right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gamers Week Podcast, where we will record live every Wednesday, 8:30 Central Standard Time, when we're not sick or at PRGE. Email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com. Visit our merch store at gamers-week-podcast.creator-spring.com. Or if you want to do it the easy way, follow the link in the show notes. And last but not least, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/gamersweek. And finally, since you made it all the way to the end of the episode, please leave us a rating and a review to let us know how we did. Really do value your feedback. And while you're there, consider subscribing on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice.
Go get yourself a freaking latte.
So do you have any parting words for us?
But got to.
Yeah. Happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you very much for coming back after 2 weeks off and hanging with us on a Wednesday night. We greatly appreciate every single one of you that do. Every single one of you that listen to our streams, that listen to our episodes and whatnot. Thank you very much. We love you all. We appreciate you.
Good to be back.
Yeah. Feels normal. Like, it has felt weird not doing this on Wednesdays for the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. This has become a core part of our lives, for better or worse.
So D just says, in the words of Jason Voorhees, if you can't handle me at my, you don't deserve me at my.
Well played.
And Mad Milkman says, love you. You should love him a little less next time.
I can't guarantee anything.
He's only got one speed, man.
Right.
Ramming
Once
speed.
in a year, get together. You gotta do as much as you can.
Right. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and raid our friend PlayPod. They're playing the Uncharted 4, so definitely a hit in the Uncharted series. Go ahead and hang out with him for a little bit, and we will send you off in good hands. Thank you. We'll be back on Monday with an uncut, and next Wednesday back on our regularly scheduled programming. So thank you. Take care. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.